Alrighty, hello. Today I'll be going through the spring season recap of RTA. So I myself am not really an RTA player, but the Steve Phantom Polity skin was just way too good, you know. So I decided to actually try out to get Masters, even though RTA is not my strong suit and I don't really play it. But yeah, so I managed to get the skin, and as you can see here, I only achieved Masters, which is this frame right here. But I'll be going through some of my units that I used in my climb up to Masters. Yeah, so let's go right on ahead and check out my match history. Alright, so here what we have for my spring season. So in this season, I think the most commonly used unit that I had was the Dark Shepherd Dain. As long as this unit was not pre-banned, I would always first pick this unit no matter what. It's just way too good. Followed by Ras, Arunka, Lady of the Scales, and finally Nurse Yoha. So alongside this, I can show you my climb up. So let's take a look, starting from here. So of course I don't play RTA, but I had to try it out, you know. So as you can see here, okay, my initial pre-bans were the units I did not own. So you can see I got Witch, Tenebra, and Arya, which I do not own. And I did not know how to pick or ban. So essentially, whoever came first, I just picked. As for example, you know, Arunka Freerun, Nurse Ras. These two is my more commonly picked units. But since I didn't know how to play the game, I did not know what the hell I was doing. But it's fine. Eventually, I managed to get a rough draft of how to climb up, which is essentially using Dain and skills whenever they are available, and Boss Arunka. So Boss Arunka, skills, and Dain, these three are my prioritized list of units to pick. Following that was Ras, and then following that was whichever came next, which was either Zio or Greenock. So yeah, eventually it took me what, 70%, so 14 wins and 6 losses to get Masters, but I think it's pretty alright. Alright, so now I'm going to show you my units I used that I did for the climb. Alright, so here, units I used mainly was, firstly was my Greenock. My Greenock's on top speed gear, and this is my top speed, which is on full in on attack. I did not change anything about this, so whenever it's ready, available, I think Greenock is still way too overpowered with the 7000 fixed damage to all units, which is pretty insane. And as long as the Pilfer, which is also pretty good, where I can just survive up to a bunch of different attacks. And alongside that, Discreet Hands, which is also plays a big part in making her stealth in order not to let opponents hit onto her through single target spells. Following this, another main cleave that I did do was, as such, was the Briar Cleave. So in the Briar Cleave, what we have was essentially picking Briar on 3, and then going secret if possible, and blasting it down. So as such here, like Zio, Teiyu, and Maui also make some appearances for me to cleave. But essentially, my Briar is made in such a way where it's just decent speed, and I just try to cleave people down. New Moon Luna, as usual, is a top speed in with my, what's this thing called, immunity set. Secret, also on pretty decent speed with a bunch of effectiveness. Alright, as for skills herself, I have 2 Lady of Skills. So this is my speed one, which I think I only used once, and alongside that is my secondary skills, which is my more commonly used one, which is on protection immunity and some FRS as so. This is to cleanse after the opponents do go, and this gives me a bit of a better view of how it is. Let's just take a look at warriors first, I guess. Warrior wise, I think I only picked Urban Shadow Shrew once, and I don't think I picked much warriors. Alright, Hecate was also quite important when fighting Lady of the Scales, because with skills on the floor, what actually does happen is that you have to kill Hecate in order to stop them from reviving. So as so, what we do have, I think I have one here. Let me find it. Here you go. So this opponent picks Scales and Ras, and this is pretty common in first picks, so I actually have to go Hecate on 3 to stop these two from reviving and stop the immortality. So it's pretty important. Following this, I don't think there's any of the others. My Teo itself. Teo is on arena build where I actually have immunity just in case, but it's just full damage. Yeah. Alright, next is my warriors, my knights, sorry. So as for my knights, I have a standard Valiant, which is on 3F, but 3F is on crawl right now. But yeah, a standard 3F Valiant in order to stop Furions from attacking. Last Rider Crawl as well, it's also to stop Furions and to make sure I have some control in the match. And mod also quite important for ML Area matches. So I think I got one here. Let me find it. There we go. So hold up. Oh yeah, mod is also for Setsuka as well. So it's to stop the Setsuka from going too large. So here similarly. And yeah. Next on the list, what we have is my Genesis Rust. So Genesis Rust is on his own RT. I put it in. So his own RT is pretty important to give him a bit of boost, but it's a pretty standard huge DPS. I don't have any HP sets, but this does its job. Next on my list is my Monarch Shelter. So Issaria also pretty good against fighting Rust teams. So let me show it to you. So as you can see here, with just the Monarch on the team, you can just whoever that is them on Monarch of the Sword, so long as they got no Setsuka, it does a pretty decent job in countering the opponent's team's composition right here, like so. Other than this, the standard Imperial enough, where it's a pick for stopping the Rust from doing its thing. So I think I have one or two, yeah, right here. So same, Imperial enough stops the Rust from having any attack impact in the fights. And next is a rune card. So I have two rune cards. I use interchangeably. So if I need to go full tank, I use my full tank one with POV, 27k, 22.7k, 180 F. And the other rune card is on the counter immunity build with just a bunch of HP, high defense, and 100 ER just to counter. Alright, following this, we have the Thief. So like I should show my Rena, I also show my Sigurd. Yuha also is quite important in boosting Rust skills. And yeah, this is the build. I didn't use Spirit Eye this season. I did have a Molly Genoa Cleave at some point. Let me find it. Yes, so I lost, but you know, I had to try. Alongside that, yeah, I think that's all the thieves I used. Yeah, and my Setsuka itself, same, repulse immunity with just a bunch of HP and attack and crit damage. Alright, Rangers again. I doubt I used anything except for there was a Haseti match that I used Flan, which was built like this. But I think the only ranger that I used is essentially just Briar and Sea Phantom, these two. Mages, so Luna, standard. Zio, also on a DPS build, since now his Soul Burn is non-resistance, so we can use it to just push people back to combo with the Daim, so not weak in. Alright, this is the Daim build which I use, which is mainly first pick in most matches. Yeah, so just a standard bunch of attack, is a bunch of speed, HP, and just crit damage, and some extra ER just for fun. Similarly, Furion, very solid DPS, so you should pick usually when Belian is pre-banned. And I think that's all the mages I used. I do have a secondary slow Muna to counter people who cleanse early. And just this is my standard Haseti, which is just full tank. And lastly, my Soul Weavers themselves. I have a Moon Bunny, which is pretty fast. Aaron to counter Haseti builds. Make Chloe I use sometimes as well. That's your standard build. And lastly, and Ruel, also same. Just the standard Ruel degen build, which is high defense, high HP, and some ER with Candlestick. Young Senya as well, just on your standard build. Yeah, so I think that's about it for this season's review. I'll say this is my average in matches to get to Masters, but Sea Thunder Politics is way too good. Alright, thanks.